guys, today I'm joined by John. John, it's your first time on the channel. You came to one of the Web Warrior events recently. Yeah. And then we basically got to talking and said, you know what, you're not that far away, I think you're in Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford.
So Tritex Games is your local nice shop. I've been there before for a tournament, so you can check them out as well. But yeah, as I was saying, so you decided to come on and do a battle report today. We're carrying on with the theme of Patreon requests. We had a little bit of difficulty this time, as there were quite a few different requests. However, we've tried to carry on and meet all of them. So today, John, very graciously, you're bringing Asgard, which is what one of the guys asked for over on the Discord. And then James Marston, you wanted to see Mr. Sinister in a team, so I decided that to meet the Asgard, we'd have the Red Skull Cabal. So hopefully we can fit Mr. Sinister into a team there for the game today. The last thing to say is please check out Deep Cut Studios, who are the guys that provided us with the map. If you haven't already seen the map that we use in this video, it is from them. You can get a whole variety of different maps, including for different game systems as well. And then a big shout out to Brum, who sponsors Web Warrior Protocols. You can check them out for all your other gaming needs. So that's everything, John. We'll roll for priority and see how it goes. So then, John, it's a little bit different today. So if you're wondering why the lighting looks a bit odd, it's because we're recording in the middle of the day as opposed to 3 PM onwards when it's pitch black outside. So shall we roll full priority?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I've got 3.
I've got 2 wilds, so
mine, but just because I've got more of them, essentially wins. The wilds would have been if there wasn't a crit though, because it would have been a tile number. So that means I do have priority. So we'll move and look at some missions. So then, guys, for the missions today, I am going to go with my blues, I think, just because I don't particularly like sword base. Although we've had it a couple of times in the last few episodes, I'm just not a fan of it, so I want to avoid it by all means possible. So to quickly run through the missions, for the Cabal, I've gone super aggro. I can really lean into, paying a lot for more superpowers thanks to my leadership. So hopefully the aggro setup will be able to line up John's characters for me to take advantage of that. So I've got Gamma Waves as my first blue. It's only 15 threat, however it's right down the middle of the board. I can fit in Red Skull, Bullseye, and a lot of free threats on that mission. It's going to work really well hopefully, and the aggro playstyle will mean that I can keep up the scoring. I've got Cosmic Invasion as Black Order descends on Earth. This one's a little bit shenanigans. This one is so if I take MODOK, turn 1 he can try and get the extra power by starting within one of the portal. On top of that though, it's relatively low scoring with there being 4 points. It's easy to control as I've got a lot of experience with D-shaped maps thanks to the Web Warriors, so it's just a mission that I do quite enjoy using. Lastly, I've got Deadly Meteors. It's a kind of all or nothing with the score, but it does force a scrum. I'd probably swap it out for Intrusions if I had a couple of higher threat characters in my roster. However, I don't, so I want to keep it relatively low, but low enough that I can still go wide. For my reds today, we've got Research Station. Every time I say it is a secure in disguise as an extract. Super aggro. If I can combine that when I choose my reds with something like Gamma Waves, it really plays into the plan that I've got. My last 2 extracts, Montesi and Hammers. It goes without saying, you see these all the time. Montesi, the beam, is great for Cabal with the power generation. Hammers is great for rapid fire characters, which I have a few of, just because it really amplifies their attacks. John, do you want to quickly run us through all of yours?
Yeah, so for my extracts, I've gone for Struggle for the Cube. I feel like it goes really well with Thor's leadership, where start of activation, I can take the wound straight back off. I've gone for Fear Grips, gone for very thematic Asgardians with their hammers and trying to kill as many people as possible. And then I've gone for Alien Ship, mainly because of the threat level and because it's a sea map. So again, it's very aggressive and Asgardians are very good with that. Then for my secures, I've gone for Sword. Again, the threat level is very low, but I went for it due to the fact it's a sea map and interact. The Asgardians are very good as they've got a lot of power. They can obviously use the interacts very quickly and easily. Gone for Deadly Meteors, again, same kind of reason with the interact. And then Portals, again, for the interact and for the higher threat level.
Just quickly, whilst we were talking about Asgard with sword base, they're really good, as although it's lower threat value and they don't get as many models, Angela turn 1 can, in theory, interact with 2 of the sword bases, which is really powerful. So definitely wanted to avoid that today with my Cabal. Gonna have to apologise for the light, as I'm gonna have to move out of the way to window to stop blocking it so that we can shuffle our cards. So if we take these 3 from the back and your 3 from the back, and then we give these ones a shuffle. And then once we know what missions, John, you can tell us what threat value you fancy playing.
Yeah, just go for it.
Not managing to shuffle today. So I'll let you choose one first.
I think the game's going to go straight down the middle, so I'll go for middle
Nice.
as well.
I'll match you and do the exact same. So the missions that we have ended up with are going to be Cosmic Invasion, Blackwater Descent on Earth, and Struggle for the Cube. So I really don't like these 5 wide extracts, but I'm going to have to deal with it. John, would you like 16 or 17 for it?
I will go for 17, gives me a little bit more to work with.
Yeah, lets you squeeze in a couple more
That's
Asgardians, hopefully, with that extra point to work around sort of the clunkiness of having such high threat characters. So we're playing Cosmic Invasion and Struggle for the Cubes at 17 threat. We'll build some rosters, then we'll get back to you. So, for the Red Skull Cabal today, I'm just going to quickly run through who we've brought along as our team. 17 threat works relatively well for me. It's meant I have been able to fit in Mr. Sinister as well as a bunch of other characters, so I'm super pleased about that. So, starting up, we've got Red Skull, who is the leader himself. One of the first leaders ever to enter the game alongside Captain America. Red Skull still has aged pretty well, if you ask me. He's got a lot of interesting things on his card. He's got the ability to place alloys as a superpower thanks to Master of the Cube. He's got the Cosmic Cube, which allows him to gain some power with the risk of taking some damage. And he's got Hell Hydra, so he can sort of push an alloy in front of an attack that would target him. So a handy way to get your leader on the board. His attacks are pretty useful as well, and he's got solid defences. He's got 6 health on both sides of his card, I believe. And then lastly, his leadership is the Master of Evil. So each time an allied character damages an enemy character with an attack, after the attack is resolved, the attacking character gains 1 power. So super powerful for ramping up the power gain of the rest of the team. After that, we've got the one and only Mr. Sinister that we've managed to fit in. He feels at times like the one thing he's lacking is a little bit more power gain, so that's exactly what I'm hoping Red Skull can provide for him today. He's not a character you see very often, but he's got lots and lots of interesting mechanics. He has his own unique tokens, which are genetic sample tokens. You can use these in a variety of ways, and one of those ways interacts with a tactics card that's going to hopefully be very interesting today. You can also use it to reduce damage, which makes him surprisingly tanky, and his attacks give him some good access to some shenanigans with mystic attacks as well as energy, so really punishing those lower defences that a lot of characters tend to have. Next up, we've got a pair of rapid fire characters. We've got Mystique and Hood. These are fairly commonly seen characters, so I won't spend too much time on them. Mystique, I have got a tactics card that is specific to her, which we'll run through in a moment. She's a long mover, she has stealth, she's great for running around. Hopefully she can get one of the cubes a little further up the board early on for me. Hood, he's got a little bit of healing, he's got that Mystic rapid fire, so he's super powerful. If there's anyone with a weak Mystic defense, they need to watch out when the Hood's around. Both of them will be gaining lots of power with those rapid fire attacks as long as they do damage each time, so that should ramp up quickly. Lastly, we've got the core box hero, Zemo. He's just a great character, long move, he gives out rerolls to himself and the people around him. He's everything you could ask for and more in a free threat character. Super, super powerful. The one downside is going into Asgard. John will, I'd imagine, have lots of high physical defences. However, with Zemo's Master Swordsman rerolls, I should be able to break through those defences and still pack quite a punch. Moving on to tactics cards, the first one we've got is Cosmic Invigoration. So this is a Cabal specific card. If Red Skull is moving to another allied character with an activated token, they may both pay 2 power each to play this card. So the last time we had Red Skull on the channel, we missed that both characters have to pay, so we'll make sure to get that bang on today. And what it does is you remove the activated token, so it's super powerful, but you do roll 3 dice, and for each crit, wild and hit, that character will suffer damage. So a little bit risk reward, could potentially end badly if the character you're trying to play on only has a couple of health left. Other than that though, you should be okay. A free reactivation is insanely powerful. It will probably mean I give away priority on that turn, but as the Asgardians are probably going to be quite tall, I'm not that worried anyway. Next up, we've got a couple of cards from the core box. We've got Brace for Impact and Patch Up. So these are my 2 restricted cards in the list. Brace is a really strong card. I think in the Cabal, as I've got a few small characters like Bullseye, who isn't currently in this team, it's really helpful to try and prevent them just being dazed by big throws, especially against Asgard, where a lot of them are able to throw things. Patch Up just helps the longevity of the team. That combined with Hood, combined with Zemo rerolls, should mean that all of my characters are able to stay healthy for as long as possible. We've got Deception, which is specific to Mystique. What this lets her do is lure somebody in if they're all alone, so you get to move them their speed towards Mystique, under the condition that they don't have any allies within 2 to shake them clear of their senses. Lastly, we have cloning banks. So this is quite a huge wall of text. So cloning banks is such a mouthful of a card. I had to ask John for his phone just so I can quickly try and explain how it works. It's very unique and it's Mr. Sinister specifics. You might not have seen it ever before, but if it goes off, it can be extremely powerful. So during any cleanup phase, an allied Mr. Sinister may play this card. When this card is played, you set it near the edge of the battlefield instead of discarding it. During each cleanup phase, including the one in which this card is played, Mr. Sinister may move any number of genetic samples tokens from himself to this card. Then, if this card has been played, during any power phase, you may remove any number of genetic sample tokens from this card and discard it. If you do, you place an unused character from your roster with a threat value equal to half the number of genetic samples removed, rounding down, or lower into play within one of an allied Mr. Sinister. The unused character gains 3 power and is now part of your squad. So I hope that I explained that properly. In essence, it lets you collect data from the fight and then maybe use it to clone another hero and bring them into the battle. My plan with this, as I mentioned, Bullseye is in my roster. He's only a 2-threat character, so it should be relatively achievable to be able to bring him in. If we can get that off, it's going to be huge and it's going to give me a big advantage over the Asgardians. So that is all of the Cabal team. We'll quickly take a look at the Asgard roster and then jump into deployment.
Okay, so with my Asgardians, obviously I've gone for the leader Thor. It's quite hard to get him into a good threat level due to obviously the threat on him, but he is very, very good. So his leadership, at the start of each of your turn, one allied character may spend 1 power. If they do so, you can remove 1 damage or 1 special condition. So this will work really well for the cubes, fingers crossed. Then I've brought his brother, Loki. Again, he's very good for the threat level he is. Hopefully he'll be doing a lot of shenanigans, doing a lot of moving people, getting them off a point, and hopefully scoring me more points. Then I've gone for Scourge. He's a decent 3-threat. He's very good. The fact that he can bodyguard as well, which will hopefully play in when someone's a bit too injured to take the hit. Then I've gone for Winter Soldier. I think it's everyone's favourite 3-threat character. So yeah, he's very, very good. I feel like I need him on my team because apart from Thor's hammer, there's not much range with Asgardians, so he'll be very good at the back, hopefully. And then you can't go wrong with Wong, can you? Best 2-threat in the game, if you ask me.
Controversial opinions there. Gonna absolutely change the outlook of people watching my boy Brum. You heard it here first. Best 2-threat in the game from John.
A bit like Marmite, isn't he?
Yeah.
You either love him or hate him. But again, he'll be very good. Hopefully at the back, healing people more than obviously Thor's leadership. Then on tactics cards, so I've gone for Doom Prophecy. It's a bit of a strange one. It's a bit of a suicide kind of card, but I feel like the likes of Scourge, once he's very injured and he's about to go down, it'd be very good to put on him. It adds his physical to all of his attacks, so that'd be 4 extra dice going my way. But obviously his defense goes dramatically down. Odin's Blessing, I feel like you have to play this card when you have Asgard due to how good it is. It's very similar to Exceptional Healing, where if you've got loads of incoming damage, you play the card and you only get the 1 damage suffered, so it's very, very good. Sibling Rivalry, it's very good. It's a Thor and Loki card. Thor gets to chuck Loki into the opponents, which is very good. It also allows them 2 less dice dodge rolls, and it gives them the stagger. So it's very, very good. Then I've got Patch Up. Again, everyone having cubes, it's a very good idea to have it to heal as much as I possibly can. And then Mission Objective. So it's very good for one of your characters either gets knocked, or you can do it, well, you can do it whenever really. You can just place one of the cubes onto someone else. So whether they're struggling, they want to go and take more action, or yeah, it's a very good card. So yeah.
Right then, so that is all of the Asgardian roster. We're quickly going to move over to deployment and then we're going to jump into the game. Right then, John, we have set the table up. There's more points than I ever care for on this board. We've got 9 objectives, so The cube, there are 5 of them, it's F deployment. So we've got 1 up here on this building, 4 down on the floor. Then the cosmic invasion, portals are scattered all over the place. We've got 2 here and 2 over there, which is the D-shaped map. You might notice, for the first time in quite a while, we've got some new terrain. It's not quite finished yet, but we have been working behind the scenes. I've got to give a huge shout out to one of our Patreons, David Cameron. He helped us get loads of it painted this Sunday and really couldn't have got as much done without him. Came down with his airbrush, got all of our bugles with some base colours on them. He helped get this building so that it was blue so I could start with the graffiti. Bunch of the Collider scene train helped us get base coated. Overall, just got the wheels turning for us to work on some more. So big shout out to him, huge thank you. Did it all in his spare time. Couldn't ask for more support at all. So that does leave us with today a little bit of a different train setup, just because he's got more available to us than we normally would have. So we've got no size 5s. We have a size 4 here, which is the Memphis construction building. Then we've got a couple of size 3s. We've got the Venom Daily Bugle and a new Goblin Green Daily Bugle over there. We've got a whole host of size 2s. So we've got a ring, half a ring of them here. We've got the 2 cars, this car, and a couple of dumpsters. We've got all the hedges, and then lastly we've got a couple of size 1s just here, which are the barrels. So the table today is really fleshed out, really filled out. Sadly for me, as I don't have many throws, the Asgardians do, so we'll see if that punishes me. I did have priority, so I do get to set up the first character, John.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off by putting Mystique slightly off the side in the centre. Thanks to her long move, she'll be able to get to almost any of these points. The only one I don't think she can get to is this one, unless she sort of goes straight and then sideways. But I think she can get everywhere, so that is Mystique deployed.
Okay, I think I'll put good old Thor's brother,
Loki,
Loki,
Master of Mischief.
that.
So it's going to really punish me having to pay more for my superpowers. Luckily the Red Skull leadership will mitigate that a bit by giving me more power in the first place. So after Mystique, I think next up we're going to put Red Skull, who's going to stand just here, like so. And then it's over to you.
Yeah. Right. I think I'll put Thor just there, just to keep them nice and close together to get that tactics card hopefully off.
For the God of Hammers. So after that, Mr. Sinister is going to sinisterly stand on top of the building, surveying the area as he does, preparing all the information he can get to hopefully manifest me a bullseye.
I'll put Scourge there, so hopefully execute him before he can do that.
Nice. So, then I think we're going to go with Baron Zemo, the core box hero that he is, following the theme of standing on top of things that have no right to be on top of. So he's going to jump up on top of the Venom Bugle, just standing there, just need to knock him back tiny bit so he's not overhanging. Little bit more of a giveaway as to where he's going to commit into this side of the board, but I've already got that side covered, so I'm not worried too much.
Right. I believe I'm going to go with the best man himself, Wongers.
Wongers indeed.
Place him
Nice.
just there.
Lastly for now is Hood, who's going to come here, relatively central. I just want him to be able to get to this point if he really needs to be. So, you've got Winter Soldier left to go down?
I do, and that's the last thing I want, Hood being central with a Mystic Rapid Fire. But I shall place him just in between my brothers.
Nice.
Just
So,
there.
an interesting deployment from the Asgardians, gone a little bit heavier on this side of the table. Hopefully the Cabal can stay wide, but the pressure of having an entire team versus a handful of characters here might prove too much for them. So, last thing to say is good luck.
Good luck.
And we'll add some power and move into turn 1. So guys, going into round 1, and the Cabal do have priority. We've put our power on our characters. My characters get measly 1 power each. John, 3 of your Asgardians are doubling up 2 power each already, and then you've got Wong and Bucky with 1 each. It's going to really punish me in this mission setup, I think, just because it lets you grab all the cubes you can get to, so all of them will be yours very quickly. The only saving grace is that it's not a pay to flip, so you can't double down there, as that would have been really painful. I do have priority, so I've got to activate the first character, and we're going to take a look at going with Red Skull himself. So, we are going to grab a dice tray because we're going to test the cube. So, Red Skull, as an action, is going to use the Cosmic Cube itself. So what this does is he gains 3 power. However, he needs to roll 5 dice, and for each skull, his brain leaks out his ear a little bit, and he takes some damage.
5 skulls, come on, 5 skulls.
3 skulls, so that's more than what I'd have liked. He takes 3 damage there. Not good at all there. 3 damage on my leader straight off the bat, but I kind of was asking for it. After that, what I'm going to do is spend 3 power for the Master of the Cube super power. So I choose this character or another allied character within 4 and place them within 2 of their current position. So I'm going to use this to push Mr. Sinister up along the Fist building, like so.
Nice.
So that you won't have to move to grab that cube, and hopefully you can just move in and get some attacks off. Then with the battered and bruised Red Skull's second action, he's just going to move once onto this back cosmic point. I'm going to put him in a way that he won't be able to be pushed away by it thanks to the hedge as long as it stays there. That is the end of Red Skull's activation. I didn't expect to take 3 damage there. Luckily I do have Hood who should be able to clean that up a little bit. And it is over to you, John.
I think I will go with best man himself, Wong.
The Wongers.
So he's just going to make just a movement,
Yep.
just to there. Spend the 1 power to pick that up.
Nice.
And then just going to place himself just there.
Nice. So very, very cagey there. Grabbing a cube, moving back onto your point. It's not too dissimilar from what the Cabal have done. So over to me, John.
Yep.
So I think Baron Zemo isn't too worried about the Asgardians on this side of the board. However, the one thing I do need is to deal with the middle. So I think it's going to be Mystique, as her stealth should protect her from Winter Soldier. So she's going to move once to here. And then she is going to go and end her movement within 1 of the cube with her second action. Like so. And she's going to spend a power to pick it up. Like so. Then, John, the question is Wong within 2 of any of those friends of his? Or is he isolated at the moment?
Oh, the question is, he's just within Winter Soldier.
So he's safe for now from a tricksy deception from
That's
Mystique.
it.
That is the end of our activation, John. It is then over to you.
Perfect. Right. I feel like I'm going to go with Mr. Leader Thor himself.
Yep.
So, good old boy can fly. So
He
he's just
definitely
going
can.
to place himself just there for 1.
Yep.
And then just there for 2.
To grab that cube.
And then just spending 1 to pick that up.
I was tempted to send Zemo up the board to try and grab it, however, the onslaught of hammers and Bucky's assault rifle didn't appeal to me, so I didn't think it was worth risking it. Over to me, John.
Yep, over to you.
So Zemo is going to go now. Long move because you don't have to reduce your speed when coming off of train to there. You can spend a power and pick up that cube. Then his second action, John, he's just going to move on to this objective.
Yep.
I think what I'm going to do is actually put him forward like so that he's within 1 of the cars so he can benefit from cover.
Yeah.
It might come back to bite me, as if that car gets thrown at me. It's not going to be particularly pleasant. However, I do have brace, so I'm not immediately worried about that. And that is the end of Zemo's activation.
Nice. Right. These easy placements are done now. Let's see what we can do. I don't normally go with Bucky this early on, but I feel like Zemo's asking for it.
Nice, you're going to move
So
once
just
to
move
that.
there for 1.
And then you're going to unload with that range 5 assault rifle.
Yeah.
This could potentially end really badly. If you want to grab a dice tray, John.
Yeah. Just place that there.
So Zemo's on 3 defense dice. However, he does have cover and he does have a reroll because he is a strategic genius. John, you're on 4 physical.
Yep.
We'll see how it
Let's
goes.
see if I get rapid fire off.
So I've only got 1 at the minute.
Oh, I've got 3 with a crit.
So that's never good to see. So do you want to add your crit first?
Just for 3.
So you haven't got rapid fire, luckily.
No.
I get 1 reroll for strategic genius, so it's another block. And then thanks to cover, this turns to a block as well, meaning
Nice.
I've blocked all 3.
You do gain the bleed though.
Yes, if you've got a wild.
Yeah,
So
2 wilds.
luckily though, I managed to dodge the rapid fire attack after ducking down behind that car and taking no damage. So Zemo, you've saved yourself there, as that could have ended really badly.
Just headbutted the car and got bleed from it.
Headbutt the car, cut his mask, cut himself a little bit. Right then, John, over to me.
Yeah, over to you.
So I think Hood is going to go. And what I'm going to do is not overcommit him. I'm just going to move him once to here, and then his second action I'll just use to put him at the extent of 1.
Yep.
Like so.
Nice.
Because I want him in a position next turn where if he gets pushed by that cosmic cube, it'll give him the power to heal up Red Skull and atone for his mistakes with that cube.
And get closer to Bucky.
Yeah, so that is HUD activation finished.
Nice.
It's just over to you, John.
Right, in that case, I think I'm gonna shoot Scourge off wide. Just to there.
Yep.
And then he can definitely make it. Just gonna
hang back a little bit behind that.
Yeah, just there. So.
Nice. Right then, John, it's over to me with my last activation, which is Mr. Sinister himself.
Yep.
Straight off the bat, thanks to my placement with Red Skull, I'm going to spend a power and pick up that cube.
Yep.
Like so. Ooh. Then I think we're going to get the first attack of the game. I'm going to try and do a beam. It's definitely going to be able to reach Scourge. So it's a 5 dice genetic splicing attack. I'm going to target Scourge. You will have cover thanks to the card.
Yep.
And what is his Mystic? 3?
His Mystic is 2.
Oh, so he's only got his low Mystic
Yeah.
as well, so I'm going to hopefully abuse that a little bit. 5 dice for me, John, you're on 2 dice with cover.
Yep.
Just 2,
Nothing.
but you do have cover.
I do.
So you just take the 1 damage.
Yep.
More importantly for me though, I gain a genetic sample token. So I'll just find some of those out. So Sinister has gained the first bit of information he needs. Been recently playing Jurassic Park on the computer, and you have to gather the DNA to make dinosaurs. So I imagine this is Mr. Sinister's version of that. Because the attack dealt damage to you, John,
Yep.
Mr. Sinister gains power thanks to the Cabal leadership.
Yep.
With his second action, Mr. Sinister's going to do another genetic splicing beam.
Nice.
So 5 dice Mystic again. Just 1.
I got the 1 as well, so.
So you've blocked that, however, I still automatically gain another genetic sample token.
Nice.
Yes, 2. I don't gain any power for that attack because it didn't deal any damage to you, John.
Yep.
The only thing is, are you within range 3? You don't think you are, sadly, as I would have been able to use such fun little playthings to manipulate your position there. Sadly, you're not in range. Sinister stays atop his building looking sinister. So, it's over to you with the God of Mischief.
Right, let's see if I can. Ooh, just out, I reckon. It's been nice to just do a little beam attack. In that case, I will send Loki over to give Scourge a little help, I reckon.
Nice.
So go 1 there, and then 1 just to there.
Does that put him within one of the points?
Just out by a millimetre.
So we won't have to worry about rolling for him in the
No.
pool. So that is the end of the round, John. In terms of scoring, the Cabal have got 3 of the Cosmic Cubes and 2 of the Cosmic Portals, meaning we score 5 VPs in total. On your side of the table, John, you've also got 2 Portals, however you've only got 2 Cubes, meaning Asgardians score 4 VPs, as they're just behind the Cabal. In the clean-up phase, I did realise that Red Skull had not taken his free power off of the place, so I've resolved and got rid of that. I am, however, going to play Cloning Banks with Mr. Sinister. So during any clean phase you may play this, I'm going to put it here for now. You can move any number of genetic sample tokens from him onto that card. So I'm just going to grab a dice to represent how many he's got. So I'm removing 2 from his card, and we now have 2 on the Cloning Bank as we move into round 2. So guys, going into round 2, first of all, as I do have priority, I'm going to choose to resolve the Cosmic Portal effects. So we need to roll dice for everyone within one of the portal. Starting with myself, as I do have priority. So first of all, for me, I'm going to do Baron Zemo. So he's fine, as he only gets pushed on a critical wild. Next up, we have Red Skull. More skulls for him, meaning he doesn't get pushed. Lastly, Hood. So nothing. So none of the Cabal get moved. John, do you want to roll for your characters?
Start off with Mr. Wong himself. Got as well, so
Wongers is pushed. He gets pushed small away from the objective. He gains 2 power. So I'm just going to push him to there, John. Just knock that slightly. Then do you want to roll for Loki or Scourge?
Loki was just a millimetre out.
He was, sorry, so just Scourge.
Just the Scourge, which he gets.
He doesn't. It's
No.
only crit roll.
I apologise,
No worries. So, after that, everyone holding a Cosmic Cube is going to take 1 damage and gain an additional power. So we'll just quickly resolve that. So John, the first thing I'm going to do is take advantage of Wong's unfortunate position with Mystique.
Yep.
So I am going to play Deception.
Nice.
So Mystique may play this card. I choose any character within 4 of her, and I get to advance them their speed towards me. The only way you can stop this, John, is by having any friends around. But thanks to that portal pushing him out, there's no one there to protect Wongers.
Poor Wongers.
So I'm going to move him right up to Mystique.
Yeah.
Like so.
Nice.
And hopefully point blank him. So Mystique is then going to unload with her pistol attacks, which is 4 dice physical.
Yeah.
Does have rapid fire on a hit, and again 1 power for it.
And I've got 2 physical defense.
Yeah, so hopefully we can take him down. 2 at the minute for Mystique.
Oh, 2.
So Wong's not going to go down easily, see. I get 1 power for that. I don't get any additional powers, I didn't do damage. Then I've got the hit, meaning I get rapid fire.
Yep.
So 4 dice again. Just 1.
2. Wongers is loving it.
Wongers, when he rolls like this, is the best character in the game. So I do gain another power. As we seek second action, how much health does Wong have?
He has 4.
So has he took a damage already? Yeah?
He has, so he's got 3 left, yeah.
I'm going to try and get him with the rapid fire attacks again. So 4 dice again. And that's more like it. 3 for Mystique.
1 crit.
I also have a crit, putting me on 3 in total.
2.
So Wong just takes 1 damage. Mystique gains 2 power though, because she dealt damage with the attack.
Yep.
Second action, I did get the hit for rapid fire. I just need him to die at this point. 3, John.
Oh, can he do it? 2.
How he lives, he takes another damage. Mystique gains 2 more power. And somehow, after rolling 2 blocks in every defense roll, Wongers has lived. So Mystique isn't too happy about that.
There's a funny joke in Tritex. There's a guy called Freddie who always rolls amazing. And I think he's obviously given me his dice, so
yeah,
it's going well.
Took his superpower from him. Wong manages to live despite the deception of Mystique. Absolutely crazy, John. It is now over to you.
I believe I will have to go with Wong before he definitely goes down. So he's just going to get himself back there for 1.
Yep.
And then, does he move again or does he heal himself?
Does that put him in 1 of the point?
No. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
So he could stand.
Yeah. I think he will heal himself. So he'll spend the 2 power.
Yep.
1 power, sorry, and heal himself up to 2 wounds.
Nice. So he's only taken 1 damage now. So it was like Mystique never even tried to daze him.
That's it. Yeah.
Right then, John. Is that the end of his activation?
That is the end of Wong's activation.
So over to me.
Yep.
So I think we're going to go with the good hood. And we are going to move into rapid fire range of Bucket.
Here he goes.
So
Wong did well on 2 dice. Let's see how well Bucky does.
1 move to here. It's a medium move, so you could easily get there.
Yep.
So it's going to be a 4 dice Mystic attack into the Winter Soldier.
We all know he doesn't like Mystic.
It definitely does not. 2 for Hood.
Oh, nothing.
So it's 2 damage.
Yep.
Hood gains 1 power and an additional power thanks to the Cabal leadership. Then I did roll a hit, so I get the rapid fire.
Yep.
Sorry, Red Skull. Just 1.
And he does that 1, so he's fine.
So he blocks that. I do gain 1 power for doing the attack though. I'm going to spend 3 power for Black Arts. So we get to choose another allied character within range 3 and heal 3 damage from them. So I'm going to heal up Red Skull. However, Red Skull does then gain bleed.
Yep.
But I think it's definitely worth it to make up for his early mistakes after messing with that cube.
That's it.
That is Hood sadly finished. And it's over to you again, John.
Right, decisions. We were just out of 3, weren't we, if I remember. Okay, Scourge is going to move himself just to there for 1.
Yep, so he's still within 1 of the point.
And then he's going to do spend 4 power and do the Executioner.
Nice, into Mr. Sinister.
Yep.
Is it physical?
It's physical 8 dice, and you do gain bleed on a wild.
So I only get 3 defense dice sadly. Hopefully Sinister doesn't go down here.
Nice.
Blocking 1.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a crit.
Sadly that is Mr. Sinister dazed without adding the crit, which does foil my plans for that cloning bank. So we take 5 damage, sorry. And he will drop a Cosmic Cube as well. So where would you like to place what?
Do I get it within range? So yeah, place it there.
Yep.
And which makes it within 1 of Scourge. So he will spend his last power to pick that up.
So sadly, that has scuppered my plans for the cloning banks this turn. Hopefully we can get it off next turn. Over to me then, John?
Yep, over to you.
So I've only got Red Skull and Baron Zemo left to your 4 Winter Soldier and Loki. So I think Baron Zemo is going to possibly look at trying to do some damage to one of your characters.
Nice.
He is going to spend 2 power to charge.
Yep.
He gets to make a long move followed by an attack action. He's going to move long to here.
Okay.
Just knock the car slightly. Long to there. Then he will do a 5 dice strike into Wonga's.
Nice.
Hoping to finish him off. 4 dice physical against your 2 dice.
Yep.
I have 1 reroll thanks to Strategic Genius.
Nice.
And that's 4 already.
I've got 1 crit.
It's happening again, he's going to live, isn't he? So I've got a crit time myself. Puts me on 4 in
Oh,
total.
it's up to this. Oh, he's down.
I do have a reroll anyway.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Nice.
I'd already got enough to finish him. So he takes 3 damage.
Yep.
Meaning I'll gain 3 power. And he will drop a cube.
He will.
Which I'm going to pick up. I also gain an extra power for the Cabal leadership. So that is the power I will use to grab the cube.
Nice.
Meaning Zemo now has 2 cubes. He is, however, bleeding, which isn't great. With his second action, Zemo is going to very bravely
Run away.
run backwards, I believe. So, just see if we can get him right back to where I want him. He's going to move long again to here.
Yep.
Like so. So he is within 1 of this back point. However, he'll take a damage for bleed.
Yep.
But then before the turn actually passes over to you, John, what I'm going to do is spend 2 power off of Red Skull to patch Zemo up. As I don't want to risk him going down now that he's holding 2 of my cubes.
That's it.
So that is patch up gone. However, that is the end of Zemo's activation.
Nice.
John, it is then over to you.
Okay. I think I might take a bit of an advantage that Zemo's not over here anymore.
Yep.
Just move. Ooh, does he make it? Yeah, he should make it. Just move him just to there for 1.
Nice.
And then just going to chuck his hammer at Hood.
Nice.
Which is, so he spends 1 power to do a hammer throw. It's 5 dice physical.
I'm going to spend 2 power for my invisibility cloak, so that I get 3 defense dice and can't blanks as successes.
Nice.
2 for me.
2 with a crit.
Yep.
3 altogether.
So I take 1 damage.
And you do gain shock.
Yes, which is not something a rapid fire 4 dice character likes. Right then, John, is it back over to me again?
Do I want to do anything else? Yeah, I'm not in range to throw anything, so yeah.
So we're going to go with Red Skull, and we're going to see if we can do any more shenanigans into your character. So Red Skull is going to move medium to here. Needing to attack his bleed along with him.
Yep.
Then I could do an attack to try and get the power I need, or I could use the Cosmic Cube to get the power I need. I'm going to be greedy and do the attack and hope that I get 2 power.
Okay, yep.
So it's a Cosmic Blast. It is 5 dice. And I'm going to do it into Bucky as Wonga's is dice.
Yep. Is it physical, is it?
It's energy.
Energy, no worries.
And on a while that's sap your power. Nothing at all, John.
2 of a crit.
So I've got absolutely nothing. Should have gone for the easy option, which was the Cosmic Cube, which means that is the end of Red Skull's activation, as he's got no power to do anything at all, and he'll take a damage from the bleed.
Nice.
John, it's then over to you. I believe you've got Winter Soldier left.
And Mr. Loki.
And Mr. Loki, sorry.
Yeah. Decisions. Who does Bucky? He's got plenty of options to choose from. Hood would be easier to take down, but it is very... would be interesting to go for Skull. Yeah, I think I'll do it. Winter Soldier's going to go and he's going to do a assault rifle shot into Red Skull.
Nice. So I get 4 defense stars.
Yep.
I'm blocking 1 with
2 of the
3
crit.
skulls. Red Skull loves rolling in. I'll add more crit. 2 in total.
3.
So I take a damage.
And I did get a rapid fire.
Yeah. So 4 dice again.
Yep.
1 this time.
1 as well.
It is a crit, so I'm blocking that.
Yep.
Then for your second action, would you like to do it again?
Yeah, go for it again.
So into Red Skull, 4 dice for me. That's more like it, Red Skull. So I've got 3, but they're all crits.
Nice.
It's 5 this time.
I got 3, but I did get rapid fire.
Nice, so that is Red Skull safe from that first attack, but your second attack could still do a whole lot of damage.
Yep.
But you've got the rapid fire.
That's it. Get 2.
Nothing, so Red Skull takes 2 damage. So Red Skull's back to being a little bit knackered. However, it does open up an option for me, as is it now over to what would be my turn, John?
Yes.
So I am going to spend 2 power on Red Skull and 2 power on Mystique for Cosmic Invigoration.
Nice.
So I get to remove the activate token from Mystique.
Nice.
And then I roll 3 dice. And for each crit, wild and hit, Mystique would take a damage. However, I've rolled none, so she's perfectly fine. Now I'm going to choose to activate Mystique. And she's no longer activated. And she is going to hopefully deal with the bookie because he's very annoying. So she is going to be very greedy, I think, and maybe try and cap that back point of yours.
Nice.
So she's going to move long onto it.
No one on it for me.
Like so. And then as she stood there with lots of power, the question again is whether I go for a reliable thing or something that involves dice. So I could use Expert Sabotage to blow up the Daily Bugle and do 2 damage to Bucky. However, that wouldn't daze him, would it?
No, he's got 3 left.
But I do have priority next turn, so it's whether I want to leave him on 1 health and then sweep in at the start of next turn and daze him. And I think that's what I want to do. So Mystique will spend 3 power with her second action, which is going to Expert Sabotage, blow up the Bugle, meaning Winter Soldier takes 2 damage.
Nice.
That is then the end of Mystique's second activation this round.
So that's just left with Loki.
Yes.
Right. I feel like Loki's going to make a move.
A Scourge already has that point for you.
Yep. Do I just go on a point or do I go for it? No. I will spend 3 power to do illusions.
Nice.
So it's a 6 dice mystic attack, and on 2 swells I get to advance your speed.
Nice, which could end really badly. I only get 3 defense dice.
4, 5, 6.
We'll see how this goes. I'm blocking 1.
I did 3, but I didn't get the 2 swells.
So add more crit. So I'm blocking 2, meaning I take 1 damage.
Yep.
And then is there any other triggers?
No, it's just if I could advance you, wherever you end up, anyone within 2 suffers a wound.
Oh, nice. So that is
unfortunately
the end of Loki's activation.
Yes, it is.
And luckily Mystique managed to survive. So John, at the end of that round, things have changed quite a bit. We've gone from having me on these and you on those to me down the middle and you out on the flanks. Yeah. So in terms of scoring, I've still managed to hold on to 3 cosmic cubes.
Yep. And
2 portals, the same as round 1. You know, I get 5 VPs.
Yep.
Which takes me up to 10. John, you've also held on to the same as what you had earlier.
Yep.
You've got 2 cosmic cubes and 2 cosmic portals, meaning you follow up onto 8.
Yep.
So the Cabal are starting to pull away slightly as we move into round 3. Sadly, I can't move anything onto the cloning banks as Mr. Sinister was dazed by a whopping execution. Right then, John, going into round 3, I've still managed to hold on to priority even after double activating Mystique, which is very nice. Cosmic Invigoration is sadly gone though.
Yeah.
In terms of characters dazed, Wong for you was dazed, Mr. Sinister for the Cabal was knocked flat on top of that building. However, he's managed to come back around after an Executor attack and he's back for more.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't get one shot this time. So, I do have priorities, so I'm going to choose to resolve the Cosmic Invasion portals again first.
Yep.
So I have to roll for my characters. We'll do Baron Zemo. On a crit wild gets pushed, so he's getting pushed small away from that portal, and he'll gain 2 power.
Just to there.
Nice. So he gains 2 power. Then John, Mystique.
Yep.
She doesn't get pushed anywhere.
Okay, so for me, I've got Scourge.
Yep.
Which, yep, he gets pushed.
So we're going to push him into the dumpster. It's not a Frodo, so he won't take any damage.
Nice. Wongers.
Yep.
No. And then
God of Hammers.
No.
So that's all of the Cosmic Invasion resolved. Then we need to put damage on characters for cubes.
Yep.
And it's per cube, meaning Zemo takes 2 damage. It gains 2 extra power. As he's had an absolute huge influx of power after being pushed by the pool and gaining a couple extra for the cube. And Mystique for me also takes a damage and gains a power.
Just 4 and Scourge for me.
So John, I'm not quite sure where to go. I don't want Mystique to die. I'd like to go with Hood so I can heal someone. However, he's shocked, which then means I'll be rolling less attack dice, which lowers my odds of doing anything in the first place. So it's very tricky at the moment. I am going to go with Hood, John. I'm going to risk it. So Hood's going to do a 3 dice attack into Winter Soldier.
Yep.
I only need 1 damage though, so hopefully I can get what I need.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Just for 1, so yeah.
So you take the 1 damage I needed.
Yeah.
So I gain a power for the attack and 1 for doing the damage. I would have got rapid fire thanks to a hit, but you are dazed, so I don't get it.
Yeah.
Then with his second action, Hood is going to move up onto this dumpster, just so he'll be benefiting from cover if attackers are outside of 2.
Nice.
And then that now puts him within range to use Black Arts to heal Mystique to full health. However, she does gain bleed.
Okay.
That is the end of the Hoodlum's activation. And he needs to take a shock with him onto the dumpster. John, it is then over to you.
Right, puts me in a bit of a tricky situation, that does.
I'd have been really unlucky to have not dazed with Soldier there.
You would
I just needed him gone. Right then, John, it is over to you.
Right, okay. Unfortunately, Winter Soldier's got max power that he's dazed, so cannot do anything about it. I think I will go with Loki.
The god of mischief.
Yeah, and he's going to try to do some shenanigans by spending 3 power again onto Mystique.
Yep, for illusion.
For illusions, and see if he can get them 2 wilds this time.
So 3 defense dice, I'm blocking just the 1.
There's a lot of power that I do not. I've got the 2 crits, so hopefully I can get a swell in there. Which I don't do. But
Don't get
2, 4,
wild.
6, 7.
But that's 7 successes, which is more than enough to daze Mystique.
Yeah.
As she goes down like a sack of spuds. Despite Hood trying to keep her alive. So she takes 5 damage. And she will drop a Cosmic Cube.
Nice.
Take that bleed away and give her a daze.
I'll pop it there. Right.
So sadly, John, you've done your first attack. You've managed to daze Mystique. However, it's left you in a tricky situation as you've currently got no power.
I do, and I'm not within 2 of Hood. So we've got a mischief's in a bit of a mischief. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to have to move on to the back point. Just to there.
Leaving that cube on the ground, sadly. Right
Yeah.
then, John. Is it over to me?
It is over to you, yeah.
So, John, I'm fancying some revenge with Mr. Sinister. That cube over there is on the floor for now. I'm not too worried about it. I'm more interested in taking that one off of Scourge.
Yep.
So I'm going to spend 2 power for such fun little playthings. So we get to choose an MP character within 3.
Yep.
I get to advance them small, as I'll take control of Scourge's small mystic brain. So I'm going to move him to there.
Nice.
That does cost me 2 power to use. Then, John, I'm going to do a 5 dice genetic splicing attack into Scourge.
Nice. Mystic again, yeah?
It is, yes. And you're on 2 defense dice?
I am.
3 for me, but I do have a crit.
Blocking 1.
So 4 in total.
So he takes 3.
Does that leave him with 1 health
Leaves
remaining?
him with 1 health.
So I gain 1 power and a genetic sample token as a result of that attack. The sample is automatic. and the power is for the Cabal leadership.
Nice.
With his second activation, John, I'm going to try and daze Scourge. 5 dice again.
Yep.
Just hoping to finish him off. 3 this time.
That should do it. He gets for 2, but unfortunately...
It's not enough.
No.
So, again, another power. As I damage you with an attack. Put me all the way up to 10, but Scourge is dazed.
Yep.
He'll drop that cube that I was after, and you're close enough that I can just grab it from where I am. So I'll spend a power to pick that up.
Nice.
And I'd also have another genetic sample token from the second attack. That is the end of Sinister's activation, John. It is back over to you.
Okay. So I've got Thor and Wong left.
Yes.
And who have you got left?
I have Red Skull and Zemo, so I think you'll have priority unless you daze one of those two.
Thinking about points, I think I'm going to have to go with Wong next. So Wong's going to move there for 1.
To grab that cube.
Pick that up for 1.
Then I'm guessing with his second action he's going to move on to that far cosmic point.
He certainly is. Just to there, which puts him within 1.
Nice. So that leaves me with the option to go for 4, go for Wong, or run to that back point and try and take out Loki. So Baron Zemo is going to go. I'm going to charge with him for 2 power.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to go for Loki as it will maximise my reroll bubble
Nice.
onto Mystique and Hood at the start of next turn. So I'm going to charge to that.
Yep.
Then I'm going to spend 2 power for Master Swordsman, meaning I can reroll all dice in a physical attack, and I'm going to target Loki with a 5 dice sword strike.
Nice.
So 5 dice, I can reroll everything except for skulls, unfortunately. So we'll see how it goes. Puts me on 4, and I spoke too soon as I got a skull, so I can't reroll anything.
I've got the 1, so he takes 3 damage.
He does, yeah. I do gain 3 power then. With his second action, John,
Yep.
I'm going to spend 2 again for another Master Swordsman.
Yep.
So I was on 7, puts me down to 5. And then I'll spend 2 for a Steel Rush.
Okay.
So this is a 6 dice physical attack. I get
Nice.
to advance medium afterwards. Though.
Nice. I will spend 2 power. He is a god after all.
Yep.
Which makes me allow blanks as total successes. Hopefully it'll keep him alive.
You would have gained bleed, I believe, from that first attack. We'll
Yeah.
put that on in a moment. So it's 6 dice into the God of Mischief. And it's a bad roll.
Oh, it would be a bad roll, but luckily I spent 2 power, so I've got 3 successes.
So Loki actually is absolutely tanking it at the minute. I can reroll everything, but those 2 skulls don't leave me with many options. So I'll reroll these 3. Then I get 1 reroll for Strategic Genius. So in the end I've not managed to do any damage at all on that second attack. That I am a god coming in perfectly there. So no damage on that second one. I do get a medium advance for 3. I'm just going to have a look under Mystique where the portal is. I'm just going to go right over here, a little bit further away from that pesky 4.
Nice.
That is the end of Zemo's activation. He will take a damage as he did have bleed. I just forgot to take it along with him.
And Loki has the bleed as well.
Yes.
Right, be nice if Thor could move along.
Yeah, it definitely would.
A bit isolated over there.
Is Red Skull, who's probably the closest character, however, because he hasn't gone yet, will
Yeah.
risk giving me priority back.
I think he's going to have to abandon that point just to get into the fight. So yeah, he will
Move medium.
move just to there.
Nice. So John, with your second action, you've had a look and you're going to go for a 4 Asgard.
I am for Asgard.
So charging towards Zemo.
Question is it for Asgard? Is it for New Asgard?
It's for either Asgard at this point.
That is it.
Whichever one supports him. So you are rolling 6 physical.
I am.
And I get 3 physical defense. I'm going to spend 2 power for Master Swordsman as it works in reverse and lets me reroll all of my physical defense.
Yep.
So it's 6 dice for 4 and 3 dice for Zemo. Just 1 at the minute for me.
I've got the 3.
So I do get to reroll everything.
Yep.
And then I've got 1 more reroll for Strategic Genius. If I get it, I live. If I don't, I die. I don't. So that is Zemo days.
Nice.
He takes 2 damage.
Yep.
Meaning he'll drop both those cosmic cubes as well, which is a huge swing in VPs, as I think you'll be now scoring the 2 cubes which you pick them up and that at that point.
Yeah, so I will spend the 2 power.
Yep.
Which puts Thor on 3 cubes.
Nice. Right then, how that's a huge swing. I've just got Red Skull left to go. I'm going to have to try and take those cubes off of you. So Red Skull is going to spend 3 power.
Yep.
To place himself within 2 of his current position.
Nice.
Like so. So John, we've teleported Red Skull towards 4.
Yep.
We're going to try and take him down. You do have Odin's Blessing online thanks to the power you gain from damaging Zemo. Hopefully Red Skull can do 2 huge attacks which will finish him off.
Yep.
So his first action, I'm going to do a 5-9 strike into the back of 4's golden head.
Nice.
3 successes.
Nothing.
So the question is, are you going to use Odin's Blessing? As if you don't use it now, it'll leave you on 1 health, which means you won't
That'd
be
be useless. Yeah, so he is going to spend 3 power
for Odin's Blessing.
and use Odin's Blessing, so he takes a 1 damage.
Yep. I gain 1 power for the damage dealt and another power as I've damaged you with an attack.
Nice.
I did get the world, which means I can push you,
Yep.
but it is a maze, so I'm going to choose not to.
Nice.
The second action, John, I'm going to punch you in the back of the head again.
Yep.
Hoping to just bully him into dropping down and dropping those cubes. So 4 this time.
And you got nothing.
So I'll add my crit, John. 5 in total.
Yeah. So he unfortunately can't use Odin's Blessing twice.
Yeah. So that is him dazed.
Yep.
So sadly, for you, you drop all the cubes. I gain 4 power in total. I'm going to spend 3 power to grab all of the cubes.
Nice.
So John, in terms of scoring, things have swung around a little bit. I haven't got any of the cosmic portals at the minute, as Zemo is actually dazed, thanks to what Ford did to him, which wasn't very nice. So I only get the 4 VPs for holding 4 cosmic cubes, which puts me up to 14. Then John, on your side of the table, you've got a cube and a portal held by Wong.
Yep.
And Loki is currently holding the back point, meaning you get 3 VPs,
Yep.
which takes you to 11. Like so. Then I am going to do some very nice shenanigans. I'm going to move 2 genetic samples off of Mr. Sinister onto the cloning banks, taking it up to 4, meaning at the start of the next round we can do some really fun stuff with that.
Nice.
As we move into round 4. Right then, John. Going into round 4, I'm going to let you finish sorting out your cards whilst I talk.
Yep.
A lot of stuff happened. Mystique and Baron Zemo were both dazed on my side of the board. For you, John, I managed to daze Winter Soldier at the top of the turn and then Scourge with Mr. Sinister.
Yep.
4 was also taken down by the power of the mighty Red Skull. So the Asgardians aren't looking too great at the minute.
No, they're not.
Over on my side of the table, John, as I said, Zemo and Mystique were both dazed, so they flipped over to their injured sides. We are in the power phase and there are a lot of things that are about to happen. So first of all, I think we should resolve cloning banks.
Yep.
So, because this card has been played, during any power phase I can remove any number of genetic sample tokens from this card, so I'm going to remove all 4. Then the card gets discarded. If I do this, I get to place an unused character from my roster with threat value equal to half the number of genetic samples, rounding down into play within 1 of Mr. Sinister. So I'm going to bring in Bullseye as some reinforcements.
Not Bullseye.
I get to place within 1 of Mr. Sinister, so I'm going to put in right here.
Yep.
He's now part of my team and he gains 3 power. Right, John, for once you have priority, so would you like to do the cubes or the portals first?
I'll do the cubes first.
So it will kill Red Skull.
Yep.
Then Mr. Sinister's already on maximum power.
Thank you. Where to put them now?
And he'll take a damage. And then Wongas will take a damage and gain a power.
Yeah, I think I'll put them next to my mate Bucky there.
Nice. I was hoping you'd put them next to Thor or Loki, and then the cosmic portals would push them too far to pick them up. But sadly, you've made the right move.
Yeah.
Put them next to Bookstore.
That's it.
So now we need to roll a bunch of dice for the people next to objectives.
Yep.
Starting with you, John. Who would you like to do first?
I'll do Wong first, so he doesn't do it.
No, and then Thor or Loki.
Loki. Yep.
So he gets pushed small away and gains 2 power. I'm going to push him straight that way.
Yep.
And then Loki. And then 4, sorry.
He's okay, which is nice.
So, John, we've just realised we haven't been doing Loki's superpower. I think you've forgotten, haven't you, that he's got an aura. So
It's been a while.
yeah, so we'll make sure to keep on track of that. Apologies, everyone. We've just realised that we haven't been doing it.
Yeah.
So everyone should have been paying some extra power. I don't know how much that would have come up, as I have got a lot of power left over. So we'll make sure to do it moving forward.
We'll just call it an Asgardian win, why don't we?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Then, John, I need to roll for my character's Mystique. and Zemo. So neither of them get moved.
Right.
John, you do have priority, so where would you like to start?
Well, seeing as Thor's got 6 power, it'd be rude not to do a God of Thunder, wouldn't it?
It would, especially when it's hitting 4 characters.
Yeah, so I will go
Well,
with...
3, as Red Skull is already down.
That is very true. So Thor will spend 6 power.
Yep.
And he will do his 7 dice into Mystique first.
Nice, so I get 3 defense dice. However, I also count blanks as successes as you're within range 2.
Nice.
And I've got a reroll thanks to Aruns Cabal. 1, 2 at the minute for me.
I've got 3 so far with a crit. So 4 altogether.
I get 1 reroll, so I'm locking 3, meaning she takes 1 damage. Thanks to counting blanks. So then, John, would you like to go into Baron Zemo?
Yeah, go into Baron
So
Zemo.
3 dice for me.
Yep.
I'm on 1 at the minute.
So I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4 with 2 crits.
So I add more crit. And then I do get a reroll for Strategic Genius. So I'm blocking 2. I think you've got 6 in total.
Yep, so he takes 4.
Leave him with just 1 health left.
And then go last but not least into Hood.
Yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So I will spend 2 for the invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
Because being invisible clearly lowers your chances of being hit by lightning. So 3 dice for me.
Yep.
Nothing.
2.
I have got 1 reroll.
Yep.
As Zemo is alive within 2 still. Still nothing, so he takes 2 damage. Which isn't great for me. As he absolutely flopped on his defense there. So what would you like to do for your second action, John?
After lots of thinking, it's going to have to be Zemo. I'm going to have to do a 6 dice strike into Zemo.
Yeah, we did quickly debate that you might be able to gain some power for a throw, but because I've got brace for impact,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be much point to
That's
do
it.
that. So I'm going to spend 2 power for Master Swordsman, hoping it can see me through. So 3 dice. 3 for Zemo.
Just for 2, but 2 crits.
So it's interesting, I've got a crit to add, so I'm on 3.
Oh, here we go.
You've got 2 crits.
3. Oh.
So I can reroll everything. So I'm blocking 4, so he
Yeah.
does survive. As I'm not going to reroll any of the successes for him. Unfortunately, then 4 doesn't manage to take him out.
No.
That was a big God of Thunder attack. It did have me worried for a moment. Luckily, all 3 of my characters managed to survive. John, is it then over to me?
Yes, now over to you, yeah.
I've just realised I should have spent 1 extra power on Zemo, thanks to Loki's mischievous shenanigans. Right, John, I'm going to go with Mystique. I'm going to try and take out Bucky before he can get any of those cubes.
Yep.
I'm going to do a 4 dice rapid fire into his face with her pistol.
Yep.
3 for me, John.
2 with a crit. So 2 altogether.
So he takes 1 damage. I'll gain 2 power, but I'm already on maximum power. I've got a hit, so rapid fire triggers.
Yep.
Nothing, sadly. So we can just skip over that one.
Yep.
Second action, John, I'm going to try and do it again and hope for the best. Just 1, it is the rapid fire.
2, so it saves that.
I get the rapid fire. 2, 1 is a crit.
1.
So 3 in total, so you can take
Takes
2 damage. Sadly, he's still alive, which is not what I was hoping for. That is the end of Mystique's activation.
Nice, right. I'm going to go with Bucky.
Yep.
See if he's on max power. He's going to spend 3 power and pick all 3 up.
Nice.
Then he's going to do a Red Fury strike into Mystique.
Nice, so she gets
4 power.
3 defense slots.
So it's a 7 dice physical.
So I do count blanks and I do have 1 reroll. However, this is going to be a lot of dice.
Yeah.
So I'm blocking nothing.
2.
So she gets 1 reroll. Blocking 1, so I take 1 damage.
Yeah, and
You then get to push me small.
I don't want you too far away, so I'm just going to push you just there into Zemo.
Then you get a bunch of rapid fire attacks.
Yeah.
So 4 dice assault rifle attack.
Yep.
So I'm blocking 1.
I do the 1 and don't get rapid fire.
So I don't take any damage after re-rolling and getting another success thanks to Zemo.
Nice.
I should have asked as well, did you want to use the Asgardian leadership to heal yourself for a damage at the start?
That's a very good point. I believe I will.
Heals the damage off the bucket. Right then, John, what is he going to do with his second action?
I want Zemo dead, I think.
Nice, so assault rifle into him.
Yep.
I get 3 defense dice. Lucky nothing, John.
Doing the one, but
So,
not a rapid fire.
Get a re-roll, which will be the difference between Zemo dying or living.
He gets it.
He gets it.
He
So
does
he
gain
lives.
bleed though.
So the bleed will upset him, as it could kill him off. Right then, John, over to me.
Over to you, yeah.
So, it's a risky situation back there. I think I'm going to go with Hood.
Yep.
I'm going to shake the shock as my first action, as it's really precarious when I've only got 4 dice to begin with.
Yep.
I'm going to do a 4 dice Mystic pistol attack into Winter Soldier's face.
Nice.
2.
Takes 2 damage.
Yeah. I gain 2 power because he gets to double up thanks to the Cabal leadership. And then 4 dice again, John.
Yep.
That's 3 with a crit, so it's not looking great for Bucky.
Doesn't do anything.
So out of the crit, that's 4. So again, 2 more power.
And that is a dead Bucky.
So before he gets removed, I get to play some cubes. I'm going to do some shenanigans with these. I'm going to put 1 over here.
Nice.
Then I'm going to put 1... where do we want 1? We're going to put 1 right in front of Hood, so that he can get that one.
Yep.
And then 1 in front of Zemo, so that he
Nice.
can get that one, hopefully. I'm going to spend a power to grab the one and place next to Hood, with Hood.
Yep.
Then the question is, I should have checked this first, am I within range of Loki's making superpowers cost extra shenanigans?
Just before you do all of that, I think because Winter Soldier will die, I think I will spend the 2 power.
A mission objective,
mission
one of the
objectives.
cubes. No worries.
So I will put one of the mission objectives.
So we'll take that one out, as I'd have just placed the other 2.
Yeah, and I'll put it on Thor.
So that stays with you on 4.
Yeah.
Then, as I asked, John, am I in 4 of Loki with Hood?
Let's have a look. Yes, just.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, that has scuppered my plan, as it means I can't heal Zemo with Black Arts, sadly, as I only have 3 power. I should have checked this first, but it has got me there.
Nice.
That is the end of Hood's activation. John,
Okay.
it is over to you.
Right, I feel like Loki's going to have to try finish Zemo off.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to start off just with a Frost Blast.
Yep.
It's a beam 3, 4 dice, energy.
It's a Zemo and Mystique.
Yes, I'll
Hit Zemo
hit
first.
Zemo first, yeah.
So, 3 dice a minute. 2.
2 with a crit,
I've got a reroll after you've added your crit.
3.
So, add the reroll. Sadly, it's not enough to save him. Zemo is KO'd.
About time.
Then into Mystique.
Yep.
3 dice again for me. Alright, I don't know which one that was. It landed a bunch of points of other dice. So just 1.
Just the one as well.
So she luckily doesn't take any damage,
Yep. You do gain slow though.
which isn't a kind of condition you want on Mystique.
Then I believe I have just remembered I will use Thor's leadership just to pay 1 power and get rid of bleed.
Yep.
And then I think for my second action, I think I'm going to have to just move up to there and then pick that up.
Nice. So John, is it then over to me after Loki's done activating?
Let me just have a quick look at his... Yeah, it's over to you.
So I've currently got 1 cube on Hood and 1 on Mr. Sinister. That's all I need to score to 16, so I've just got to keep hold of them.
Yep.
So I think Mr. Sinister is going to do his best to take out both Scourge and Wong.
Nice.
So he's going to spend 2 power for such fun little playthings. Means I get to move Scourge again.
Yep.
And what I want to do is line up a beam here. So I'm going to move him just like that. So
Okay.
that I'll be now hitting Wong and Scourge.
Nice.
Then Mr. Sinister is going to do a genetic splicing attack.
Yep.
Which is his beam 4 into both Wong and Scourge. We'll hit Wong first.
Is it Mystic, is it?
It is Mystic. It's 5 dice for now.
So I've got 3 with 1 because he is a sorcerer.
You do also have cover at the minute, sadly,
Yep.
for me. So we'll see how it goes. I've just got 2.
I've got 1. I do make that into cover. Which
You don't
is
take any damage then.
Nice.
Then the second one will go into Scourge.
Yep.
2.
1.
So he takes 1 damage.
Yep.
And I've got 2 genetic sample tokens, as I get 1 from each attack, and 1 power from damaging Scourge.
Nice.
Then, John, that's not left me in the best of positions. How much health does Scourge have left?
He's got 4 left.
So as Scourge has 4 left, I'm going to spend 1 power and 1 genetic sample token to give him Root.
Nice.
Which will make his superpowers cost a little bit more.
Yep.
Then, John, I'm going to do another 5 dice genetic splicing beam into both of them, hitting Scourge first.
Yep.
And that's a bit more like it's a 3 with a crit.
Nothing.
So I'll add my crit, just 3 in total, so he takes 3 damage.
Yep.
I gain a token and a power. I almost managed to get in there.
You did, yeah.
Then into Wongas, 5 dice again. I think I've got Wong.
I've got 1 and then cover 2.
So I've got 5 with a couple of crits. 7 out of nowhere, John.
Yep, that is, Wong is well and truly dead.
So he drops a cube and he's absolutely annihilated by that.
Yeah.
So I gain another power and another genetic sample token, putting Sinister all the way up to 9 power again and holding 3 genetic samples.
Nice.
Right then, John, over to you.
Right, I think Scourge is just going to have to try his best to execute both.
Mr. Sinister and Bullseye.
Yeah. So he'll start off by spending 4 power and going for Mr. Sinister.
So I get 3 defense dice. However, I do have 3 genetic sample tokens now, which I can use to reduce damage.
Nice.
So 3 dice for me.
8 dice for me.
I've got 1 at the minute.
Oh. So I've got 1, 2, I've got 6 with 3 crits so far.
Nice.
Really doesn't like him, does he?
You are within. You're just outside of 2, so
Yep.
I will get cover, sorry.
Nice.
So, do you want to add your crits?
Do them just over here. Just the extra 1, so I get 7 altogether.
So I've got cover, John.
Yep.
And then I'm going to spend all 3 genetic sample tokens to reduce the damage by 3.
Yep.
So that's 5 damage I'm essentially ignoring. So I'll take 2.
Yep.
Which leaves me with just 1 left on Mr. Sinister.
You do gain bleed.
So bleed, and I'm on 10 power. Like soldier.
Nice. So I think I'm going to have to do that all over again.
Into Mr. Sinister
So
again.
spend 4 extra power.
I've got nothing to save me here. However, John, Bullseye is lurking there, which I think will be able to seal the deal and get my revenge in a moment.
We'll see about that.
So, into Mr. Sinister.
Yep.
He's blocking 2, one of them is a crit.
So I've got 5.
So I'll add the crit, so 2 in total, John.
Yep.
So that will be enough to KO him. He'll drop that cube first,
Yep.
which I'm guessing you're going to pick up.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't have enough power to chuck a car at Bullseye, otherwise that's what I'd be doing.
Nice.
So I will spend 1 power to pick that up.
Right then, John, over to me.
Over to you, yeah.
So Bullseye, very calmly, is going to move once behind Scourge onto the point,
Yep.
and then I'm just going to plink a dart into the back of his head, as he only has 1 health left.
He has only got 1 health left, so
4 dice throwing knife.
yeah.
I've got 2. So you don't lock
No.
it, so he is killed by that.
Yep.
Meaning he'll drop that cube, which Bullseye will gleamingly, happily pick up after
Nice.
he gains 2 power. John, that is the end of the round, and it's been a huge swing. Mr. Sinister coming in absolutely clutch throughout the game there, bringing in Bullseye, who was able to clean up at the end. In terms of VPs, I'm scoring 2 for my cubes, 1 for this Cosmic Portal, which takes me to 17. John, you get 2 for your cubes, as you've got 1 on 4 and Loki.
Yep.
You have got that back point,
Yep.
but that puts you up to 14, meaning you don't quite catch the Cabal.
That's it.
Thank you for a great game. We'll quickly do an outro and talk through everything that happened. So, John, what a crazy game. The Cabal and the Asgard, very swingy at a lot of points. Those 3 cubes that were moving together as a little cluster in the end became a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
The Days Red Skull, and then ended up split between a few characters. So, just a great game. It's been great having you on the channel for the first time. John, as I mentioned, you are quite new to the game, so it's been really good to sort of get you involved, get you at the events and whatnot, and I really appreciate you coming on the channel.
Thank you.
I think in that game, Asgard really had it rough because they had a couple of characters with low Mystic defense,
Yeah,
which
that's
the Cabal took advantage of.
They did.
Mr. Sinister was an absolute beast. throughout that. It took him a little longer than I'd have liked to get off his cloning banks, but we did get there in the end and we got a free Bullseye, which is what's not to love, John.
Apart from a free Wongers.
Apart from a free Wongers, which would of course be better. Speaking of Wongers and other characters, John, who was your MVP in that game?
I feel like they all had it pretty rough, but
Yeah.
I feel like I've got to give it to Scourge.
Scourge.
I think executing this Mr. Sinister twice.
Just a monster.
Yeah, did it for me.
8 dice attacks on a free threat, absolutely wild. You don't even see them coming. I definitely didn't, and I know Mr. Sinister didn't because he was knocked flat on his back by that first one. The second time round, he put up a bit more of a fight. 5 damage he managed to negate in that first attack thanks to those gen samples, but then the second one just finished him right off.
That's it.
It's funny you mentioned Mr. Sinister, John, as I think he's got to be my MVP today.
Yeah.
He didn't move once at all in the entire game. He sat atop that Mayor Fist construction building, but what he did there was absolute pure gold.
Yeah.
He managed to get enough genetic samples to bring me in a free character, which is amazing in itself. It's not something you see every day, so I'm really excited to have done that. The damage that he did do, that explosive last attack on one where he just blew his brain. One can't be the best character when you deal 7 damage to him, can
That's it, yeah.
So really, really good for Mr. Sinister. I think it's worth mentioning that both Mystique and Baron Zemo were really strong as well.
Yeah.
But as I said during the affiliation breakdown at the start, they are just both really, really solid characters.
They are.
So that was the game of Asgard versus Cabal. John, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed seeing some new terrain, and we'll be back again next week as the other John returns, and we get more things on the channel for you to see. So, guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave any thoughts you have down in the comments below, and let us know if we missed anything or made any mistakes when playing the game. I just want to give a big shout out to all of the supporters of Web Warrior Protocols that have made this all possible, and a big thank you to all of the channel's Patreons. The support from Patreon goes towards buying new terrain and buying new models to be painted up to be used on the channel. If you'd like to support the channel through joining the Patreon, you can find a link to it down below in the description, as well as links to all of the channel's social media.